Hello students, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to start with the topic of Nazism. Today we are going to learn what is Nazism, what are the similar words to it, and then we'll go in depth and we'll complete this chapter, okay? So do not worry and just come with me. Let's get started. So basically, we'll complete Nazism first because we are reading the chapter 3 of history, which is, I hope it is visible, Nazism and the rise of Hitler. So there are two words. First one is Hitler and the second one is Nazism. So first of all, we'll complete Nazism and then we'll move to the history of Hitler. I hope it is clear. Let's start with the chapter. First one is Nazism. As you can see, I have written the whole definition of Nazism and it must be clearly visible to you. I hope so. So the body of political and economic doctrine. First of all, the meaning of doctrine must strike in your mind. Held and put into effect by Nazis in Germany from 1933 to 1945, including this word. How can you pronounce this word? This is totalitarian. Okay, totalitarian principle of government, predominance of especially Germanic groups assumed to be radically superior, and supremacy of Führer. This is a German word, so I must not pronounce it well, like Germans do. So let it be. I don't know this. All right. So what I'm knowing, I'm just giving you the thing. All right. So read it once carefully, and now let me explain. First of all, doctrine. Doctrine means aspect or principle, or in Hindi we do say it as Siddhant. Alright, like that. I don't know the spelling correct one, so I'm just pronouncing it for you. Siddhant. It's in Hindi word, so you must understand this word. So the body of political. So it is political and what? Economic. Doctrine. Political economic doctrine. Alright, political economic principle. It is what? It is political economic principle which was put into effect by Nazis. See, who followed this principle is known as Nazis because this is Nazism. So the who follow this principle is known as Nazis, and it was came into effect in Germany from 1933 to 1945, including, now this is important word, I've just written below. What is totalitarianism? Okay. So totalitarianism is a centralized control by autocratic authority. First of all, let me tell you the rise of Hitler rise of Hitler. Let me write first of all autocratic. So the rise of Hitler in Germany was a kind of autocracy in Germany. So totalitarianism, okay, is kind of centralized control by autocratic authority. It means that citizens should be totally subjected to absolute state authority. So see, you can divide this word. What it is? It is totalitarianism. Totalitarianism. First of all, let us remove this ism. This means ideology or kind of principle. Okay, and total is another word, and this is Italian, okay? So you can see the word total over here. Alright, so this particular this ideology, this principle means that centralized power of autocratic authority, which means citizens should be totally subjected to absolute state authority. So there must be a state authority and citizens should be subjected to the state authority. So that is why it is written central control. It's, citizens are totally controlled by the state. That is why it is written central control by authority, by autocratic authority. Okay, so that's why it is subjected to, citizens are subjected to absolute state authority. I hope it is very clear. So let us read the definition of Nazism again. So basically it is political economic principle, doctrine you can say, held and put into effect by Nazis in Germany from 1933 to 1945, including totalitarian principle of government. First one is totalitarian principle of government, comma, predominance of especially Germanic groups. So first one is totalitarian principle of government. This totalitarian principle of government I've just explained you over here. Okay, and then predominance of especially Germanic groups. So there was a Germanic group called Aryan. I will explain you. Okay, don't worry. I'll explain you that also. So predominance of especially Germanic group you have explained. You have understood. Just keep in your mind there was a Germanic group which was predominance in this particular principle. Assumed to be radically superior, and that Germanic group was assumed to be radically superior, and supremacy of Führer. Okay, so Führer basically means leader over here. So this is a German word I have taken. Okay, so for supremacy of leader. So I hope you have understood. First of all, let me write the keywords. Okay, I'm erasing this over here so that I can write the keywords and you can easily make a note of it. So it is a political, first of all it is very easy that it is political and economical, okay? Economical. It is political and economical doctrine which came into effect by German, okay, which came into effect by Nazis, we can say, which came into effect by whom? Nazis, obviously in where? Germany. So political economical or political economic we can say doctrine came into effect or put into effect by Nazism in Germany from when to when? 1933 to 1945. Alright, 1933 to 1945, which include totalitarianism, or we can say totalitarian principle of government, also which include predominance of Germanic group, because it was prevalent in German at the time of 1930 to 1945. That is why it is written predominance of German group, Germanic or German group, okay. And this Germanic group was assumed to be radically superior. It was assumed to be radically superior. Okay. I hope it is visible. If not, let me write S2. Okay. So you can understand it is radically superior and supremacy of leader. Leader was also superior over here in this ideology. I'm erasing this because I have written the keywords. So you don't have to listen to me only, you have to fit this particular thing in your mind too. You have to do this, because if you not do this, you will be burdened by all these things, okay? Because in 9th also you are having too much syllabus like in 11th, so try to get this in your mind in the video only, okay? So let me try it once again. It is political. First of all, think about how you can say Nazism. First of all, which are the pointers which comes in your mind when you talk about Nazism? First of all, it comes like it is an ideology. Then, which type of ideology? It is political economic ideology or political economic principle, which came into effect by Nazis. Came into effect by Nazis in Germany, and it includes totalitarianism, okay, predominance of Germanic group, because it came into effect in Germany first, or Germany only, I think so. So that is why predominance of Germanic group was also included in this principle. Only one Germanic group, which was known as Aryan, okay. So you have to learn this, and I'll make you learn, okay, don't worry. And also supremacy. Germanic group was assumed to be radically superior, and supremacy of leader was also there. I hope you have learned this. Note it down in your copies, everybody. All right. So I hope you understood about this also, this principle, right? You have understood about this principle also, that is totalitarianism, okay? And what is totalitarianism? It is just a centralized control by autocratic authority, and centralized control over whom? Over citizens, okay? So citizens must be totally, okay, totally is the keyword, so you note it down, okay? So citizen must be or should be totally subject to absolute state authority. First of all, what comes in your mind when you learn this? Let me erase this. What comes in your mind when you read this word, or write this word? First of all, it comes total. What total? So first of all, it is included in Nazism, so you have to understand that it must be kind of supreme authority, right? So it is what? It is centralized control. What it is centralized control by superior authority, or centralized control by autocratic authority over citizens. So citizens should be totally subject to centralized authority, or you can say autocratic authority, right? I hope you understood this. Now comes the very confusing word which children or students usually get to know about fascism. So you always get confused with fascism and Nazism, right? Fascism and Nazism, you used to get confused, right? It's common, okay? In my childhood, I always used to get confused, okay? So this is the thing, fascism. So fascism is a way of organizing society with an emphasis of what? Autocratic and dictatorial leadership, suppression of opposition. This also happens in Nazism. We have learned that there is predominance of Germanic group. So you can say it is kind of dictatorial leadership. Okay. We have also learned that this policy, which I have written on the board, totalitarianism, is used in this Nazism, or is included in Nazism. And what was that? It was a kind of centralized control over citizens by autocratic Autocratic is a word. Autocratic authority. Here also it is written autocratic authority and dictatorial leadership. So it is also including autocratic leadership and suppression of opposition. I have just told you that it includes predominance of Germanic group. Predominance of Germanic group must explain you the word or the concept that in Nazism also there was opposition suppression, which means suppression of opposition. Alright, so suppression of opposition was there in Nazism also, and in fascism also there is suppression of opposition. So a big question mark arises in your head. What's the difference? What's the difference? We are learning those two words and we are learning it in similar way. What's the difference? First of all, let me confuse you and then I will give you the explanation. First of all, learn this or note it down in your copy that what is fascism? It is a way of organizing society with emphasis, or you can say it is a way of organizing society in which autocratic, dictatorial leadership and suppression of opposition was predominant. That's all. And the fascism is a way of organizing society in which, or with an emphasis on dictatorial or autocratic leadership and suppression of opposition. So let me first of all confuse you. What are the similarities between Nazism and fascism? So,
Okay guys, as you can see, I have written some of the basic similarities between these two, Nazism and fascism. So let me explain you.
let's go. Come on the board. First is totalitarianism. I have explained you this, right? What is totalitarianism? It is basically centralized power or centralized control of people. Centralized control of whom? Centralized control of autocratic authority over people, over citizens. Okay, so this point is similar between fascism and Nazism. So first is totalitarianism. Second one is militarism. Okay, militarism. That makes you to understand. You have to understand these words, right? There is no shortcut. You have to learn all these and understand. Very easy. It is what militarism. Okay, so militarism. So basically, it is opinion of people.